I just finished watching you eat, and you eat like you have no table manners whatsoever.
Well, first of all, I was eating oysters. You're supposed to eat them with your hands. But at the end of the day, I like to eat to enjoy my food. And I'm sorry if I don't conform to the Western constructs of a fork and a knife. I use my hands. I'm straight jungle, okay? Straight. South American. Guyanese, okay? Guyanese backwater jungle, okay? I eat with my hands.
I
If
said
could eat with
nothing.
My feet, I could eat with my feet.
I said nothing about eating with your hands. I just said you eat like you have no table manners.
But it was only me at the table, so.
Dysh. I got that. Dysh. 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 I got that. Dysh. I got that. Dysh.
Hey y'all, it's Onika
And J.R.?
and you are dishing with Dainty Dish. How you doing, JR?
I'm doing good. It's the new year. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I spent the new year working because you told me about how however you spend the new year is how you'll spend the year.
True.
And last New Year's, I spent my New Year's as a drunken mess. And, well, I spent the year as a drunken mess.
That's why you canceled on me this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also spent it working. Did you make any New Year resolutions?
No, but I have some goals.
Yeah, some goals that you
Yeah.
set? Same
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, yeah. I got some health goals. I got some business goals. I've got some goals for us.
Yes.
Actually, I've got my goals written down right here. I can actually just take a look at them.
Why don't we take a look at your goals?
Yeah, my goals,
Let's
yeah.
put them out there.
them
That
out
way
there.
you have to be accountable.
I know I have to be accountable for them. Okay,
There's
so
accountability.
I've got 5 goals. The first one is my health.
Mm-hmm.
To place my body in optimal health, I guess that would be the goal. The second goal is to volunteer. That's a goal.
That's a good goal.
Yeah. The
love
the third one is to get back on my feet and get my own place and get out of my parents' spare room.
Amen.
The next one is actually says introduce Onika to the world. That is my
lovely.
That's
I love that I made it on the goals list.
That's on the goals
this is
list.
amazing. I
That's-
love it. I love that goal.
Yeah. And then my last one is get my business off the ground.
Oh,
Yeah.
more to come on JR's business.
Yeah. It's kind of already off the ground, but
It's off the ground, but he's very close to the vest about it.
yeah.
His baby. He has his own baby. We have our baby, but he's got his baby that he's working on. It's very exciting stuff. So I can't wait to reveal that.
So those are my goals, yeah, for the year.
goals.
What about your
Good
goals? What are
goals.
yours?
Okay, I'm just gonna make them up on the spot based on you coming over today.
Okay.
So it is currently New Year's Day, guys, so you know, and I'm breathing really heavy.
It's almost annoying.
It's like this, like almost like breathing into the phone style, like creepy heaviness, just from like walking into my kitchen to slice lemons. So I think this is the year that I'm gonna have to try to quit smoking cigarettes. I
Okay.
am. Listening audience, if you don't know this about me, I'm a smoker. Yes, I am. I have been since I was 21 years old. So I think this might be my year. I've been smoking natives for the last year. And I don't buy cigarettes. I buy $3 cigarettes. I'm cheap as shit. So I've been smoking natives, and I think I'm going to actually talk to someone on my team about getting like patches or like doing something to
What about
quit.
cold turkey?
Cold turkey is also an option, but I feel like I want to do this with a plan of some kind.
How about I'm going to stop smoking, so I stop smoking?
Okay, that's a good plan. Yeah, I'll work with that one. I'll work with that one. So that's one. So my health, maintaining my mental health is huge for me this year because I know we're going to have so much going on. And just excelling and just doing dope shit and living a dope life.
I like that.
That's what I want to do for the entire year of 2018. And maybe lose a couple of pounds in the process. Maybe get my 21-year-old body back. Who knows? We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see what happens.
So how was your birthday?
Well, of course, you know my birthday was amazing because you were my personal chef that day. I had like 40 oysters, like to the face. Don't even care. I'm admitting it. They were delicious. And it was just a really great day. It was a day full of seafood and fun. And I also went to my cousin Kanika's house and I had curry fish. And it just was eating and drinking. I was day drunk, of course. I was day drunk.
You were singing that song on the phone in the morning.
What was I singing in the morning? I was
those Drake lyrics.
Oh, champagne at breakfast while I'm yawning. You can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Yes, Drake. Yes, Drake. Yes, the gospel according to. Yeah, so I did a little day drinking, morning drinking. I had a glass of wine as soon as I woke up. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
That's fine.
Straight up, I had a glass of wine for breakfast. So I was day drunk. My work called me to come in the next day. I'm like, but I did it.
Like a trooper?
Like a trooper. I was sobered up by like 8 o'clock anyways. So I didn't drink.
Yeah, I figured,
that much. Yeah. I only had like a couple shots of tequila, a couple glasses of wine. It was fine. I drank responsibly, guys. Okay. I was responsible on my birthday.
Yes, you were.
35, not like some young pup anymore.
Sometimes you have no training. Like it's like
sometimes I have no manners
training.
as you discussed before.
Yeah.
I have them. I just choose sometimes not to use them. Like I'm like whatever, I don't care.
Watching you eat it's disgusting. It's downright disgusting.
Well, for some guys it's a turn on. So
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
Teach their own.
It is. But
what?
I think we need to have a conversation today about something that's near and dear to my heart.
And what would that be?
I wrote a poem a couple years ago.
Okay.
Called The Phenomenon of the Bad Boy.
Okay.
I wrote it for one specific bad boy in my life. But I wanted to maybe share a couple bars with you guys.
Okay.
Then let's have a discussion about the phenomenon of the bad boy.
Okay. I don't know how much I can do that. I don't know if I'm a bad boy. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
We'll get to it. We'll see if you're a good guy or a bad boy.
All right.
So here we go. They say nice guys finish last. Did you ever wonder why? It's because bad boys finish first in the game of lovers that lie. You see, good boys always tell the truth, cost it what it may. But a bad boy always spins a tale so he can live to play another day. So those are just a couple bars from the poem.
We'll post that.
Oh, we are definitely going to post that.
Like, that's happening.
That is happening.
It's happening.
That's real.
Okay. On onikadainty.com?
On onikadainty.com.
Okay.
onikadainty.com.
Look at you.
Yeah, promoing myself on my own show. Imagine that. Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Yeah, so I wanted to talk about bad boys. This bad boy in particular that I wrote this poem about.
Okay, hold on. Let's figure out if I'm a bad boy.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So a bad boy to me, by definition, is just a smooth talking brother. He will say whatever he needs to say to you, like in that moment, to get you.
Mm-hmm.
But he knows in his heart he's lying to you, and he'll turn and walk away in an instant. He's push, he's pull, he's in, he's out.
Kind of sounds like my ex-wife.
Well, your ex-wife was a bad girl, but we'll get to that.
Oh, okay.
We'll get to that. Yeah, but he's push, he's pull, he's in, he's out. He's an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
Chaos. He's chaos.
I'm definitely not a bad boy then.
No.
I've had some, I guess, dick tendencies in the past, but I don't think I'm a bad boy then by that definition.
No.
Okay.
I wouldn't say so either. I mean, you had that year of yes, if you recall.
Oh yeah.
That year of yes, you were definitely a bad boy, and I completely encouraged it. As his older cousin, I said to him, listen, you do what you need to do until you've had enough. Like, just get it in until you've had enough, and then sit with yourself. And if you decide, have I had enough? And the answer is no, you just keep going, just running through. Just keep on going. Keep the choo-choo train moving.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's talk about it another time.
Let's save that for a later date. But that year of yes was quite the year. Let's just put it that way. But I wouldn't say like overall that you were a bad boy. Like what kind of bad boy does like nice things like birthday gifts like that for people? Like no bad boy does that. They're selfish. I actually read an article in Psychology Today, which I'm like super digging these days. Like
Really?
I'm really digging Psychology Today, guys. Check this out. Like any topic that you can imagine, they're just a font of knowledge. Like I love Psychology Today. So it was an article called "Why Do Women Fall for Bad Boys?" And the question that was posed are women predisposed to choosing men that say the right thing with too much ease, even though they know something is amiss, something is wrong? And then they do this thing where they talk about the dark triad.
The what?
The dark triad. So it's qualities that men possess more than women usually. So the qualities are narcissism, psychopathy, and Machiavellianism. Are you familiar with these three? You're laughing because I know you took that course.
Psychopaths and serial killers.
Yeah, psychopath, serial killer. I know you took that course, so
That's
you know
hilarious.
what these all mean. Share with
Like,
our audience.
So you're saying bad boys are self-centered.
Yes.
They think of themselves. They're dishonest. They're immoral. They show immoral behavior.
Duplicitous.
But the funny thing is, I remember reading. I think it was it the Prince? Is that the book?
I think it's the Prince.
Is the Prince?
I
And
think
they're
it's the Prince.
killing the innocent is okay. So you're basically saying bad boys, it's okay for them to kill innocent people. Well, I guess
to
emotionally.
slay.
I guess
Emotionally, they
emotionally.
kill. They
Yeah, you're
slay.
right. Yeah. Oh,
They slay innocence.
Okay. Okay.
They don't care how innocent you be, they're gonna slay you. Because they also say with narcissism, they're competing against men, so they don't mind necessarily like using women as a means to an end in their competition with men in general. So they use women as a means to an end, as notches on their bedposts. So that's where the narcissism comes in.
Okay.
The callousness, the erratic and antisocial behavior. 1 minute a bad boy's calling you every 5 minutes. The next minute he's gone for a month. He's gone, girl, for a month. You don't know where he is. You don't know what's going on. You have no idea. Like
that's not necessarily a bad boy.
But it's when they're playing with your emotions.
Okay.
They're doing it as an emotional mind game. Right?
Yep.
It's manipulation.
I feel like you're just reading off like my ex-wife's resume right now. You're just reading it off.
Yeah,
you're
manipulation.
You're just whipping through it.
She honestly, we're gonna do an episode one day about women with invisible penises. It's a thing for me. Women that behave like men. That's why I call them women with invisible penises. And your wife was one of them for sure. Don't worry. We'll dish on that another day.
There's nothing I can say there.
We will dish on that another day. But another article that said it was it's biochemical, and that was from the Thought catalog. I had read that one too.
It's sorry, what was that?
It's biochemical. It's not even just psychological.
Like dopamine kind of
thing? Yeah,
thing?
Dopamine, serotonin,
all
adrenaline,
that kind of stuff? Okay.
Oxytocin, I think is what it was saying. The love and cuddle hormone that women have with their children as babies. Mm-hmm. That same hormone translates to men.
Okay.
The men that they have sexual intercourse with. That's why and in that hormone, with that specific hormone, let me get the actual correct name of it. With that hormone, men's testosterone levels, it goes down. Where with women, the estrogen, it goes up. So they feel it more. Men don't feel it like women feel it. Oxytocin. Sorry, that was the name of it. Oxytocin. So it's one of those things where when women are in relationships that are push and pull, mentally, it affects the chemistry of their brain. Like when the toxic partner, because they're talking about unavailable men and toxic partners and bad boys in this article. So when their toxic partner gives them intermittent releases of dopamine by giving them sex or grand gestures of love or gifts, it releases that dopamine, but they're now chasing a high.
That's so interesting that you say that. I guess, can I talk about bad girls now, or are we still on bad boys?
No, we can blend them.
Blend them? Okay.
Blend them together.
I'm just thinking of...
So I still may have a couple points.
Okay, I was just thinking of back when I was... my wife and I were dating, and I used to work in the catering industry, and I used to get those like high-end gift bags and stuff. And I would just... My mom... I love my mom for this. She said, do not give any girl that whole gift bag. Take little items out and give them to her one at a time.
Oh, yeah. That's
so,
Angie D. She's gangster.
Yeah. So I had a drawer in my room that just had a bunch of gifts, like perfume, makeup, just gifts. So I would give them to my wife, or my girlfriend at the time. Every now and then I just give her something. So I guess I might have been feeding the dopamine
in her. Yeah.
That's crazy. Because
the gifts.
My therapist, he actually brought that to my attention. He's like, buddy, look what you were doing. You were feeding the beast.
And then it even mentions how falling in love is literally like having obsessive compulsive disorder.
Oh, okay.
Your serotonin levels in your brain drop similar to people with OCD. And apparently, like, serotonin stabilizes your mood. It helps you with your decision making. And if your serotonin levels are low and your mood is not stable and you're making decisions about your relationship with this toxic person, you're probably not making good decisions.
Mm-hmm.
So it's even a chemical thing to be attracted to a bad boy. Because that's your love drug. That is your love drug.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how do we combat something like that?
I don't know. I think it's just self-awareness.
I agree with you.
You got to go there, because that's how I'm working through it. I'm like, wait a minute, I know where my mistakes are, because this is why I'm dating and or marrying these types of women, because I like bad girls.
Yeah, you like bad girls. So let's talk about that for a minute. Let's talk a little bit more about bad girls. What is it about a bad girl for you?
I don't know.
Do you think you like the drama secretly?
I liked the drama when I was younger, because it was fun, because I grew up no drama. So it's kind of fun. Like, it was more like, oh, this is funny. But as I guess as I got older and I matured and I realized there's things that I want to do and I need to focus on whatever tasks and goals that I have. Drama's just, it's counterproductive. Like,
it's distraction.
It's a huge distraction, and I had to deal with look at me all the time. And yeah, that you can't focus.
I think I'm a good girl wrapped in bad girl clothing.
You're a good girl wrapped in bad girl clothing. No, I think you're just a bad girl.
No, I don't. Honestly, I'm a good girl. I am a good girl.
No, you're not.
I try to be. No, I don't. No, I don't. I am one of those bad girls, but I'm a bad girl with a good heart.
If that's what you want to say.
That is what I want to say, because
Okay.
there are bad boys with good hearts. So I'm a bad girl with a good heart.
Okay. That's fair.
My intentions are never to cause harm, but sometimes shit happens.
I guess, yeah. But you were saying, we were talking earlier before we started recording, that you like to, create drama in your own relationships.
Yeah, I mean...
So that in itself tells me that you're a bad girl.
Yeah, I mean, not like major dramas like I'm pregnant, but not really. Or like, I don't know who the father is. Like, nothing crazy like that. Just like... I like to have
somewhere.
little skirmishes.
It has to start somewhere. It has to start somewhere.
Just a skirmish.
Why? For what reason? Like, because I don't get that.
I find lack of conflict in my relationships boring. I find peace and because you know what? Cousin Kim said this to me last night, because it was in this whole gene key thing that I was doing with her. I told you about this whole reading thing that we did, and she was saying, life as we know it was born out of chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So when she sees in my little like bubble that chaos is coming, that's birth. That in itself is birth. So I like not drama necessarily, but just a little touch of chaos in my life and in my relationships. Because for me, chaos breeds new life, and it's the birth of something. It could be the birth of something transcendent.
Okay, I guess when you put it that way, chaos kind of makes sense. I mean, I guess if I look at my relationship, there was tons of drama, tons of chaos, and the person I am today is a result of all that chaos. And I'm better today than I was 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago, 7 years ago. I guess chaos does allow a rebirth of some sorts. You're right, because now today, I mean, we're doing this, and I mean, I've always wanted to run my own business. I've achieved all the things in the corporate world that I wanted to achieve, and I've learned all those skills. So I'm transferring those to now doing things that I want to do, and that's all a result of the drama that was in my relationship and letting go.
And the pressure, like diamond under pressure. That's how coal turns into diamond. So it's like when it comes to relationships. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm just thinking of like when you think I guess we're talking about bad boys and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, what did I do with the diamonds from the engagement ring? Got my ears pierced, and that's like bad boyish.
That's bad boyish. That's some bad boy stuff.
I had to repurpose
Sweet
them.
boy, bad boy stuff. Definitely.
I don't know. Anyway, that was I'm totally off. I shouldn't have went there.
It's okay. No, but I was just saying in my relationships, when I find myself, I've been with a good guy. He genuinely was a decent human being, but there was no conflict. Therefore, there was going to be no change. And with bad boys, there's always that hope for change.
But if you've already got what you need and or really want, what do you need to change?
I think people constantly are evolving and changing. So you can't
absolutely.
So if someone's not changing with you because they're not engaging in the chaos that needs to happen for change to come.
Yeah, that was me. I mean, I was me, I was partying like a rock star in my early 20s, but I always knew mentally that, okay, you got to have your shit together by the time you're 30. I always knew that, and lo and behold, by 30, I had my shit together, and I wasn't a partier. I was reformed, and I wasn't a party guy like that, drink till 4 a.m. kind of guy anymore. And I guess, she just didn't. We just drifted apart, I guess, in that regard.
So you have to. I think with a bad boy, what it is, their greatest trick or illusion, is making you believe they have the capacity to change. That's their greatest manipulation scheme. Yeah. Like making you believe you're the one that's going to make me change my whole life. Yeah. You're the one that's going to make me reform. You're the one that's going to make me be the man that I know I'm capable of being. Because they know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah.
They know what they're capable of. They know what they're not capable of. They're aware.
Oh, yeah.
They're more self-aware than the women that they're messing with. Because if they were self-aware, they wouldn't be messing with them.
Yeah.
So they're self-aware. They know what's going on, and they know their flaws, and they tend to. It's those very flaws, I think, that have them bad to begin with, behaving badly to begin with, because they want to hide those flaws. They want to hide those vulnerabilities. Maybe at some time there was a bad woman in their life, or whatever you want to. I know people sometimes make excuses and say, "Oh, I had a bad relationship," or "My mama wasn't there for me," or whatever. Like,
I love the way you're saying that.
I said it like that. I know, because I say I'm that.
You're that.
I'm that sometimes with my dad. So, yeah. But whatever the heartfelt tale is that hooks the woman, that's what they run with, and they make you believe you're gonna be that woman to help me change my life. So it's a very cunning and conniving trick that they play on women, and they wreak havoc on our emotional well-being.
Yeah, but you put it upon yourself, so you have no one to blame but yourself.
I'm just gonna reference the article another time. In the article, it was saying it's like you get cocaine brain, like you get cocaine brain, like your brain chemistry, like when you're addicted to a person, your brain chemistry is similar to that of a person who's addicted to cocaine. And same thing with like sugar too.
Oh, okay.
Like it's about your addictions, because sometimes men turn into, especially a singular man, can turn into an obsession and an addiction. You know, one would hope you don't let it get that far, but it gets that far. Look at me. I was like 7 years in before I finally blocked and deleted my bad boy.
I got married.
You married, you're a bad girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and we're two fairly intelligent people. Like there's a lot of smarts in this room right now.
There was extenuating circumstances behind me saying I do.
My extenuating circumstances was I was stupid.
Mine was I was pretty high.
Yeah, I was just plain old
and
stupid.
Drunk. Yeah.
And needy and lonely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but no amount of stupid, needy, and lonely was going to excuse some of his, you know, recent behavior. So I was like, no, I'm done. I've evolved, and that's the thing. I've changed. I've grown. You bought chaos, and it wasn't the kind of chaos that I was feeling, so you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the kind of chaos that's bringing evolution.
Mm-hmm.
This is just destructive.
I guess,
and I to me, that's what bad boys are. They can be very, very, they can be destructive. They can wreak havoc.
On your life and your sanity.
On your life and your sanity. Thank you very much. So women out there, just know, like, they're smooth. They're quick. They're fast. They're sexy as hell. They're dangerous, though. That's my dish on this. They're very, very dangerous. And you have to guard your heart. Guard and protect your heart. Like that guy from The Bachelorette said, guard and protect your heart, ladies, because these bad boys, they're out there. You're not even going to know they get you till they just ride up on you.
And I'm going to say for the fellas, there's bad girls out there. Disclaimer. You know, it's actually interesting because I know this. I've had a conversation with a bunch of buddies, and you know, we're in our, I guess, early 30s, and we've all at one time or another said, you know, we've wanted to settle down, but these girls out there these days are just, they're so damaged and all messed up that they, like, it's just, you don't even want to deal with them.
Oh, you mean the daddy's girls?
The daddy's girls, yeah.
Oh, I know about the daddy's girls. I like to think I'm a reformed daddy's girl, but I think daddy still got a lot of daddy issues.
Does he?
Does he? Does he? No, he doesn't. He did. He did have daddy issues, but his daddy died. Now my daddy's still alive. I got issues with him.
You got issues with daddy.
Yeah.
So
that's the thing.
Let's hear your daddy issues, because I've heard them before, but let's share them and then I can just throw my 2 cents in.
Here's my issue, and I'm going to say it ahead of time because I know JR is going to pounce on this. I can respect that he kept a roof over my head.
Ooh.
I can respect that he helped pay for my education.
Help or fully funded?
He fully funded my education. I can respect that the lights were on.
Okay.
You know.
Keep going. Were you ever hungry?
I can respect that I was fed.
Okay. I don't know if you said you had clothes. I'm not sure.
Clothes, I said. I said I had clothes.
Okay.
My mom bought me my clothes, but whatever. It's joint money.
Same pot.
So, with that said, however.
Ooh, okay.
When it comes to me and Papa Dainty, where he lacked the most was in making an emotional connection with me. And as a young girl, you know, when I came up to Canada in 88, I had expectations of what my relationship with my father was going to be like. Granted, most of them were from Dallas based on Patrick Duffy's character. He was one of the Ewing brothers. But it was unrealistic. But I was 5. So, you know, he had previously just been a voice on the telephone, someone who sent down barrels at Christmas and my birthday full of stuff. You know, he wasn't like a real person. He came at Easter. We flew kites together. But I had like these great expectations of him coming up to Canada. And I remember like the first day that we came, it was Christmas Eve, and he dropped us off at Auntie W's house, and then he just disappeared. He left. I know where he went. Eventually I would come to know where he went, but you know, he just bounced. And I'm here thinking, I want to spend time with my dad. I want to be around my dad. I came to Canada to live with my dad and be with my dad. And it was always something coming before his family. And usually it was his drinking, because he's an alcoholic, and his friendships, you know? So that always presented a huge challenge for me. And it always, I think in my relationships with men, tried very hard to look for someone who wasn't like him and still ended up with people that were very similar to him. So I don't know, that's my only thing. Like, I think a father's supposed to, especially when they have a daughter, they need to take care. Like I always say, guard and protect. Like they need to, they provide. Provision was done, protection wasn't necessarily done for me, in my opinion.
Physical protection was done.
Provision was done, but protection wasn't done. You're supposed to provide and protect for your family. And, you know, he provided, but he did not protect his family. Like within my own home, you know, by one of his drinking friends, I was molested. Like, that should never have happened on his watch. Like, there are certain things that I've gone through as a result of his activities, his extracurricular activities, that are hard for me as an adult to forgive or get over. You know, trying to work through it with therapy, but it presents its challenges. These are where these issues come from. And when women have issues with their father, they're usually not minor. They're usually not just, he didn't pay attention to me. Sometimes it could be something more. But it often is like the need for an emotional connection that they just genuinely don't get, whether the father is living it with them or the father happens to be absentee.
Or the father gets his son.
And then you're the forgotten daughter.
Yep.
So it's real, these issues that women have with their fathers. And
other men, we take advantage.
You do.
Completely. Because we can see it. We can see the lack of confidence, the insecurity. Pretty visible. And we pounce like animals.
Yeah. You know, and again, I'm going to quote Psychology Today.
You're loving that.
I'm loving Psychology Today, how dads shape daughters' relationships. And it says when you have a father or a male caregiver, they set the norm. You know, they're your first model for a relationship. And parents teach their kids about what is an acceptable attachment, how to give love or not give love. That's inherent. They do it whether they realize they're doing it or not. So if your father is your first male construct for a relationship, mm-hmm. and he's a shit father, then you're going to be with shit dudes for at least a little while before you find yourself a decent one, if ever. Mm-hmm. You know, that's the battle I face. I don't make good decisions when it comes to men. I know this about myself. So my solution has been stay away from men. But that's not a long-term solution. So I have to realize the issues that I have with my father, they need to be dealt with, period. I need to deal with them in order to move on with my life and have some type of healthy, stable relationship with a man.
At least you're self-aware.
I'm very self-aware. I sometimes pretend not to be, but just for...
Yeah, that's fun.
That's fun. That's always fun when I pretend that I don't know what's going on around me. I play blonde a little bit sometimes, but I know what's going on, and I know I like to say I'm reformed because like I haven't spoken to him in 2 years, but it shouldn't even like his voice still on the other end of the line when my mom's talking to me, you know, on the phone still irritates me. So I know I'm not over my considerable issues with my father. But the article was even saying that choosing the opposite to your father is still making your choice based on your father. So I've done that as well in my life.
I can look back and see that I'm the opposite of my wife's father.
You're the opposite of your wife's father. Yeah, like you choose. The choices are inevitably based on your father, I think. So there's some things that were suggested that fathers can do with their daughters in order to bond and connect.
Okay. Well, what were those things?
A couple of things were playing sports.
Mm-hmm.
So the bond of teaching and learning, and playing together and sharing time, finding a project even around the house, things that you could do together, mowing the lawn or raking leaves or whatever it is that you do. Taking a vacation together, just a father-daughter vacation, or like a day away, have a nice dinner at the end and have a conversation. Women,
this sounds like the relationship I had with my mom, or I have with my mom.
yeah, exactly. That's why you're such a well-rounded, good man. Like, because if Auntie D was a duckfoot, you'd be like, sorry, your wife, one off. Like, I'm talking about future people. Like, you would be dating duckfoots. You would not learn. You would just continuously date people like her.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But you did, I feel like, maybe like, I want the opposite to my mother, but the opposite to your mother was pure evil. So, like, I don't think you should have gone so opposite to your mother.
You're hilarious.
But, because things happen. You go opposite. Things could happen. That's all I'm saying. But, yeah, you went, like, just opposite. Like, now you got to just balance it out a little bit, in my opinion, that you didn't ask for.
I don't need your opinion on anything. I don't like your opinion.
Whatever. It's because it's true.
No. Not all the time.
Sometimes. Most of the time.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah. So I guess my final dish on Daddy's Girls is, if you are an unrequited Daddy's Girl, the love was never returned, and you weren't able to receive it the way you wished you had or could with your fathers. We all need to let go. And we all need to move on, and we all need to grow up. That's myself included.
I'm happy that you included yourself.
I'm including myself.
I'm so happy.
This.
It's sincere now.
It's sincere? Okay.
Yeah, it's sincere now.
Okay, just in case. I didn't know if that was a sarcastic. I'm happy. But yeah, like, including myself. Like, so what? I didn't have the childhood of my dreams. I didn't have the childhood on ABC's, the ABC After School Special. But I grew up. I was healthy for the most part. I was taken care of. And if not by my father, by my mother, I was loved. At the end of the day, that's what matters. It's not necessarily who's giving you the love, but how you receive love. And if it can't be your father, let it be a man that loves you and takes care of you and treats you right. And if it can't be that, let it be yourself. I'm promoting self-love on this one too.
Okay. That's cool. You gotta love yourself.
Gotta love yourself.
You gotta love yourself before you can love somebody else.
Amen. Preach.
You want me to get up here and preach
No,
to the congregation?
Not really. Anyways, that's the final dish on that. So if you guys want to get in touch with us, tell us your stories about Daddy's Girls or Bad Boys, or you just want to give me a shout out and say you like the poem that you checked out on onikadainty.com. Yeah, I'm plugging it again. I did that.
Or if you want to talk about bad girls.
Or if you want to talk about Bad Girls with J.R., because he's always up for the topic.
A reformed Captain Save-A-Ho.
A reformed Captain Save-A-Ho. He could give you some serious advice on that stuff. Tell them, J.R., how they can reach us.
You can reach us at dysh, D-Y-S-H, at daintydysh.com, D-A-I-N-T-Y, D-Y-S-H. .com. You can check us out on Facebook now, for real, at Dainty Dish. You can check Onika out on Instagram at Best of Onika. You can check me out on Instagram at Best of J.R. You can also follow Onika on Snapchat. She's Onika Dainty, just like Dainty Dish. And the most important thing is, don't forget to continue to listen to us on Apple Podcasts and rate us a 5.
Give us a 5. We deserve a 5.
If you don't have an Apple phone or an iPad, listen to us on Google Play Music, SoundCloud, or on our website in the little box that says
leftover dishes.
Leftover dishes. Yes. Leftover dishes. I came up with
that.
that.
Was cute.
I came up with that and I completely forgot it.
Yeah, I remembered it. It was cute. I like the leftover dishes. You can listen to our podcast.
Yeah, there's a little button at the bottom right hand side of the podcast page on our website.
Yep. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate the listen. I hope you have a very happy new year. And I hope you have an amazing hump day. Bye, y'all.